Yeah, I'm just responding to this posting on FX Street. I posted a picture of our side chart and Talesman, one of the members, is asking about the 80 level and the 70 level and all that. And I'm not sure exactly what, of course, you post that stuff and you're thinking, it's just a thought I had, but I was kind of got a little carried away with the lines, I think. Definitely too many lines, as usual. But I just kept, looking for every top and bottom I could find, I guess, in the neurotics kind of trance. Always having fun. It seems like every market looks the same after a while, but just the RSI thing, there was nothing particularly stunning about 80% or 80 indexed here and the 20 below. And that's not I don't know what that, it really doesn't matter. I mean, I know that certainly a good buy here at 20, RSI at 20 and an uptrend, good buy, but I do think the dollar yen's baked out. I mean, I'm looking to sell all those lines I drew. But basically, although I didn't type it out because I'm not a good typer, I would have typed out and said, yeah, definitely sell up here. These are just the round handles. Definitely sell at 105. That's a no-brainer. But I kind of like. I'd have a pending sell here, and then if I don't get filled, I'd probably sell at the market. I hate trading at the market just because it's never a good. It's never a good price. I guess I would say I would pull the trigger if I didn't get filled on this sell. I would place an order maybe here, and I just can't imagine them not bidding it back to the center point, the fair value, because all these are unfair values. So I'm trading unfair value into fair value. So, or people would say, here's the supply or the distribution zone. They always say supply up here. It doesn't matter what you say, I guess. It's just so retarded. But here's the top in price, and here's the top in time on this broker, just for this broker. Now another broker might actually have the close right up at the top of that, which is always delicious, and then you have the close down here, so you have a perfect top bottom entry here. This is the ultimate. Here you wouldn't get filled, see, if your order was here, but if your order was here, you would have got filled beautifully. And as far as the RSI goes, it was basically responding to this other video I saw. You see a video and you just want to immediately respond, and you can't call the person up on the phone because they don't have a phone number. So, but apparently they have a YouTube channel or whatever, so you can just punish them that way. But only because I see people out there, like the guy I was originally responding to was a guy that he sells some $3,000 class, And what cracks me up is that these guys never, I don't see anybody ever talk about where they got in and how big they got in. So it blows my mind, but I guess that's what you have to pay the $3,000 for. He takes you in the back room and he says, this is what I did. This is how I trade. But these guys, you typically don't trade. They're analysts. They don't have the knuckles. You take some white knuckles to do this stuff, So I do have a little bit of an issue there with all the supposed people. Like here's a shoulder, right? This is a head and shoulder, but I'm off this shoulder. I'm saying, yeah, every time we tag that shoulder, I don't care what time of day, I don't care what time of night, I'm getting in. So all my pendings, I'm just grid trading it because there's no other way to play this game. Now this top, all these little tops are my support lugs. So I'm kind of like pure structure trader. I could care less how long it takes them to bid it down to fill me. I could place a grid like that. Each one of these is a week. So this is this high from back here is your pending order placement for next week. You just walk away. This is not, trading is so boring. It just, The only fun is making these videos, really. I mean, in the end, I mean, this is like watching paint dry in a humid room. I mean, it's just ridiculous, and you're not allowed to turn a fan on to help the drying process. There's a problem with trading. You can't rush these things, but certainly here for me, wow, Sell City. And it's just ridiculous. There's divergences on this, but even if it's not the top, it doesn't matter because I'm happy to take the pips that exist here. You know, these are this thing is oh, so you got the 100 pip handles on here. Guess not. Yikes. But yeah, so I mean, I'll take all these little moves in here, and okay, I ran out of memory, so the recording device blew away my 100 pip handles. I thought I was like trading without a jumping off a building without any trampoline below. But even in the most crudest, moronic, imbecilic trading you could possibly muster out of your brain, those are the best traders. I'm looking for some morons walking the street. I'm going to pull them into the trading trade desk, pull them to the robotic trade desk with the hotkeys assigned to red and blue, and but you don't need that. See, the whole thing is that you don't need to be there for these trades to happen. Your ego wants to be there. You want to see it happen. You want to know you're right. You want to just, you know, it's just like, you know, you think you're shooting fish in a barrel. Well, I guess you are. You really, this top here is so ridiculous. I mean, this is such a tight, low risk entry. But a lot of people, you know, they're hearing it's bullish up here. And just that little top there, and then come back. Okay, now you cash out to here. For me, I would have gotten out. Yeah, it's a 4-hour chart, so I would have got out here, cashed out at this. My first exit to take something off the table has got to be this top. It's just you know, you just look for the tops. So you sold there. You covered there. You made this much money. The fact that it kept tanking like a whore is not. If you were in one position, you had to get out there. Now, if you had sold 5 up here, so you actually sold, and it looked like this when you sold, you in other words, you had sell orders here that never got filled. You had the one there, the one that you just thought, wow, I really should have made that. That would make a fat order there. You have another sell order there. You try not to put any order in the same place. You sell. Okay, now you cover this guy. Bam, you just made that. Now, maybe you tighten your stops up to here. You trail it a little bit. I kind of like to give it some room there for the next, what is that, 20 hours, 10 hours, whatever. And certainly have an exit here. There's a top. You got to have an exit here at the bottom, right? And for the breakout traders, they're just saying, oh, you know what? Put another sell order here, and they're just like, yeah, bring it. Well, me, I'm a little bit like, you know what? We're gonna have this stuff happen. I don't know if I want to be getting in here and then have them ram me back up. So I'm thinking. All the stop orders are stacking up here for the breakout trader guys. When this crushes in, and then we're going to go smashing down to the next support level. The buyers are going to come in there. They're going to come in this double bottom. If only for the this is the first high. This is the first internal strut. You're falling through a building. And what's going to stop you is the main supports. As you're going to bounce. If you imagine this to be a structure, a real one, and then this is so here's the uptrend, and we've broken. Now, as it starts to go down the spiral collapseville. Let's see if I do this without. I just got to delete all this crap again. So if you're falling down this. Okay, here's the last strut. The last strut, when that goes out, but I want to get in before that goes out because it's less risky. To get in on a breakout here, and now you're going to have to put your stop up here or here if you're going to be strict with going for the last known swing for your stop. So why not sell here with the stop maybe here, not sell heavy, but then you have, as time goes on, if it does come up to here and do one last attempt at heaven. The problem here is now the RSI situation is the RSI's momentum index leading price. We've already got the divergence here, so if we can come up into this line and find resistance right there, you get the perfect like the rollover here. This is really the key rollover. I think this is what you're talking about. Of course, right here you have divergence. Not only do you have divergence, but you have two bottoms become a top, and there's a little baby top in here. So confluence wise, this is a gimme. This is definitely a divergence worth making money. But the problem is you're pulling back, and the rule of a reversal is that you're more oversold here than you are here, where here the price is it's inverted, so you have a higher price but more oversold. So this is a buying signal off of that, and certainly off of this perfect. If you had your order stacked into this bottom, you just barely got filled on that bounce. But it's the problem with trading is that you're constantly having to change your rhythm. It's like dancing with a partner that has Tourette's or is it's like babysitting an autistic child. You know, your first time, even, well, I guess if it's your first time babysitting anybody, you're like, yeah, this is how it is. But if you babysat normal people, and then you babysat some spaz child, this is what it'd be like. You know, you just have to accommodate for all the situations and just literally have enough money in the account to, in my opinion, capture whatever happens. So this would be the buy. But this big hole here, if it bounces down in that, to me typically it usually does a say it comes down and starts to chop out all these guys that are long. This is of course going to take out a weekly bar, so each one of these is a week. So but this whole grab bag here, the smash and grab, you know, even here, the smash and grab, all these, you didn't have to even be there for this ride. You know, if you were trading, you didn't have to buy here and sell here. You could have bought, sold, and made so much money along the way here with pretty tight stop. I mean, if you put your stop at the, you know, you're like right in this window, and that's plenty of money. This one you would have had to put a wider stop. I guess you'd have to have a stop down here, you know, for the stop, for your stop protection. But damn, if this isn't, you know, you just trade as fat as you can. And then here's another reversal here on the 4 hour, but you can see all the reversals. This one's pretty extreme. This is the real juicy entry. And then here's a 2-period baby one here. A little tough to see with the candles. The line chart, you can see it going on there. And then amazingly here, there's no divergence on this little this pullback. It's funny how the RSI never gives you any kind of divergence, but it's giving you a reversal from back here. You can still continue this line. So you're referencing off of that last known pivot, and that's going to serve way out to here. And I'm sure at some point when they crush this thing back to reality, because I mean, let's face it, people, that's the monthly, you know, I mean, gosh, really? And there's divergence there in the monthly. These tight divergences are more trustworthy than these big long-legged ones. So anyways.